Talked about what are the teams that are most likely to take down Immortals. NRG was in the conversation. I feel like it might be time to reevaluate.
I take it back.
That whole situation.
You can't do that. No.
Based on new information.
Exactly.
Based on the discovery of new information, I would actually like to say that Cloud9 has a better chance of NRG to take down Immortals, at least in the next week, because of how cleanly Cloud9 played this entire week. And then NRG, miscommunication, reared its ugly head, right?
Yep.
Like GBM didn't perform. Guess what? Nobody on the team really performed that well. Altec farmed well, but outside of that, nothing was happening for NRG.
Right, we had pointed out GBM at the beginning of the day, highest damage per minute among mid laners. Definitely struggled here against Jensen. Pretty big disparity between those two. And then we said Altec needs to step up. Well, his farm was there this game, but farm's all well and good if you're not actually putting the DPS out in the fights in order to win them. And so some really serious miscommunication, particularly around the major team fights. And we do have one in particular, the 23-minute Baron, that I want to bring up and let Zilean kind of explain where and how this could have been played differently.
Yeah, Moon tunnels in, and he doesn't have to tunnel in. The TP's already being channeled. They're pulling off on Cloud9's side because of the Gangplank ultimate, but Moon still goes for an aggressive play, and there's really no follow-up here. Impact is deciding whether or not he TPs, and it's just miscommunication over and over and over again here for NRG, because Impact still hasn't TP'd. And by the time he starts, well, Hai's gonna have a flash binding into GBM, and he has to cancel it because the fight's already over by that time. So good heads up play by Hai too. Like, this is somebody who's new to that support role, and he's making these aggressive plays, getting flashes from these members. And honestly, C9, they're capitalizing off of the NRG mistake, but I think that NRG, we do have to look more into these communication issues, because they're becoming more and more prevalent as time goes on. They aren't things that look like they're fixing themselves, they're costing the game more.
That flash bind by Hai was kind of
good.
like, because he was a split second away from dying to a double bomb.
Exactly.
You could kind of see, like, once Moon died, maybe they were speaking in Korean to fall back, which he's actually said before. They speak in Korean and he can't understand it, so sometimes he's very confused. I think that's what would happen in that fight. But GBM was trying to get a kill in on the backside while everyone was running away, and that's immediately when Hai turned it. And then once that happened, no one else could run, because they didn't even have the aid of Zilean speed up or zoning bombs once he was out of the picture.
The Zilean comp is so strange when you don't have a Poppy alongside it and empower a member who you really want to jump in there and like a carry-like impact. So I wonder what's the condition of picking Zilean for NRG? I want to get in their heads and figure that out, because it's confusing to me right now in these comps.
I find it to be a very confusing champion select. I mean, Cloud9 here opting for the Poppy first pick, giving away the Gangplank to Redside, which most would say is unbelievable, but okay, fine. Yeah, maybe it goes to GBM. He's going to perform fantastically on the champion. No, we're going to the top lane, and we have our choice. Last pick Zilean into Orianna.
Which wasn't a good matchup.
And it wasn't a good matchup. He lost in CS. I mean, Jensen, about 10 CS a minute at 22 minutes. I didn't track I can track it actually right here. By the end of the game, 298. So he was still on 10 CS a minute there in a 29-minute game. I mean, 100 CS up clearly wasn't a good matchup. So then it does make you wonder, where was the impetus for the pick?
I think some of it just has to do with how well it went last time. So you're just kind of dying to do it again. This happens all the time. I like playing Udyr personally.
Right.
If you run Lulu with Udyr, it's really strong. But if you tunnel too hard on that, it's going to suck.
Right.
And maybe they tunneled a little bit too hard in the Zilean this time, thinking, we 19-0 TSM with this thing. No one knows how to deal with it yet. GBM is great at Zilean. Pick it. I don't think there was a good reason to.
Now, the other thing I want to take a look at, though, is the team comp that Cloud9 set up. We had asked, what's going to happen if he goes beyond Nidalee or the Nidalee gets banned? Well, he picks up the Nunu. He still plays a very similarly aggressive style with the invade of the jungle. But Cloud9 smartly played to their win conditions. We saw them pick up an early six-minute Dragon, so they just started the timer on that, as well as prioritizing Rift Heralds. They grabbed 2 of them before that 20-minute mark, and then not afraid to start up a 23-minute Baron, which was the catalyst for that big team fight. So an interesting switch here by Cloud9 as they're showing their hand a little bit and showcasing more than one strategy to victory.
Yeah, they're being more and more aggressive and proactive on the map, which is something I wanted to see from this team near the start. I think Hai is adjusting to that role of support very well, and they're running these pick compositions and denying vision appropriately, but they're also playing team fights well, because it looks like they're synergizing well in the mid lane, right? Rush is now getting along with Jensen, and they seem to be in sync with each other. I remember that fight that happened where Moon got revived, but they were just all in that cluster, and more Cloud9 members showed up way faster than NRG, even though NRG started that fight. So they seem like it's gelling now, and Cloud9 are in a much better spot after their first 2-0 weekend.
Yep, Cloud9 evening it up at 5-3 with NRG and making their case for the first team that might take down Immortals. We're headed to a break, but don't go anywhere because when we return, Renegades is taking on TSM. You're watching